Frugal living tips are a necessity, and with today's increased inflation, there's been a shift in how people spend their money. A large percentage of people are living their frugal lives and budgeting everything from food to gas with success, which can include you if you follow the tips in this video. Hey everybody, welcome to Thrifty Budgeting. So today, we're going to cover 6 unusual yet clever frugal living tips to allow you to save money. Some of these may be things you've heard of, and a few may be completely new. Now make sure to watch a countdown to number 1 because it's a really unusual and controversial way to save a ton of money, but it does come with a warning. So let's get started counting down with tip number 6. Use reward programs and save a bundle. A lot of companies use reward programs to build brand loyalty and allow shoppers like you and I to save money, which is really cool. So if you're not sure what a loyalty reward program is, it's a point-based system created to increase customer engagement and purchases in exchange for perks and discounts. And it's a great way to reward loyal customers and allow the customer to save money shopping. So an ideal reward program to join would be one that's free, of course, and all you have to do is provide basic information like your name, email address, and phone number, and then you're on your way to savings. So most stores today do have reward programs, so be sure and check out Bath & Body Works, JCPenney's, CVS, and Walgreens. A lot of people find that the drugstore reward programs are really helpful because they do have a lot of everyday items in there, and they're also a lot more convenient to run in and out of than the large big box stores too. So Walgreens point system is called My Walgreens program, and how it works is you earn points on the things that you buy with their reward programs, and then you can cash those in for rewards and save money shopping. So any points that aren't used in a year's time though will disappear, but hey, you've got 52 entire weeks to use them. And it's so simple to use, really. All you have to do is pull up your Walgreens app on your phone, click the coupons that you want, and then go shopping. So when you use your points with your coupons, you end up walking away feeling like you've just scanned them. Seriously, you'll be shocked at what you can purchase for just pennies when you have points and coupons racked up. Now to join with them, all you have to do is go inside the store, or you can do it online, and it's totally free. So next on the countdown is tip number 5, fill your gas tank properly. So gas prices are through the roof these days, but if you follow some of these frugal living tips, you can absolutely save money at the gas pump. So one thing that you can do is fill your car up when it's cooler outside, like in the morning. Trust me, you're gonna get a lot more bang for your buck if you do. If you fill up in the middle of the day when it's hot, the gas will expand, and this causes less fuel to get into your tank. So in the end, you get less gas paying the same price, which sucks, right? So filling up when it's cooler outside will get you a larger amount in your tank for the same price since the gas is contracted in the cooler temperature. You see, all the fuel in your area comes from the same oil refineries. So what separates them are the detergent additives that are injected into the gas when it's loaded into the tank trucks at the storage terminals. Now this is where gas quality is established. So the brand of gas that you choose differs according to the additives used. So the additives prevent carbon deposits from accumulating in your engine. Top tier brands like Chevron, Shell, Exxon, and Mobil are known to use more additives than the EPA recommends. I can hear your question. So how do you know which brand is top tier? Well, it's really easy to tell because the top tier brands will advertise their signature additives on the pump with the top tier logo. It's kind of like bragging rights. Low quality gas comes from general gas station brands like Circle K, 7-Eleven, and Safeway. Now these are not top tier gas choices. They use the cheapest generic additive that the government requires. I mean, they're okay to use, but really the best choice for your car is the quality gas to help maintain your vehicle to save you money in the long run. So it's best to stick with the brand name gas stations that you know, like Exxon, Shell, Sinclair, and Chevron. Also, pay attention to the grade of gas that you use in your vehicle. Low octane gas burns faster than high octane, and it has a tendency to knock, especially in the older cars. Now, the newer cars have overcome that knocking, and they can run great on 87 octane. Also, an important side note, never use 89% octane when the manufacturer recommends 87% octane, and believe me, it will not increase your gas mileage. So another way that you can save money at the gas pumps is to fill your tank at the start of the week, like on Monday or Tuesday, and that's when the prices are typically going to be lower versus the weekend, when the prices tend to be higher. And owners of the gas stations usually will increase the prices after 9 a.m. after they scope out the competition, and yeah, that happens. Let's face it, it's not a barrel of monkeys to stop and get gas. Even so, it's still a good idea to fill your tank slowly to improve your overall gas efficiency. So using the high pressure setting on the gasoline nozzle to fill up fast turns some of the gas into vapor. So you see the gas pump trigger has the 3 settings, low, medium, and high. So when pumping gas, use the low, slow setting so you can minimize the vapors created during the pumping. And this is going to allow you to get more gas into your tank. Slow and low, that's a tempo. Well, at least that's what the Beastie Boys said. Also, don't top off your tank. Just fill it up and shake any excess tops into your tank. And one more thing about your gas. Please don't let your tank get below a quarter of a tank. My grandpa will jump out of heaven and get you if you do. No, I'm kidding. Doing this is going to increase the odds that you will damage your fuel system. And why is that? Because the sediment in your fuel tank can cause problems when you have less than a quarter of a tank of the fuel left. So this is why it's important to keep gas in your car and not let it go on empty. So one last thing, many of the top tier gas stations offer gas credit cards to save you money. These are usually good to get since most of them offer you anywhere between a 4 to 9 cent discount, provided that you use the gas card at their station. And you can't get more frugal than that on gas, right? So counting down to tip number 4, round up your change for charity. I'm sure that you guys have probably been hit with this at different places. And while we're all very happy to donate to charities, we can only donate so much, so don't feel pressured if money is tight. Another thing is, do you really know where your money's going when you allow others to choose your charity? Discount and department stores as well as fast food chains will ask you if you want to round up to the next dollar to benefit a charity of their choice. So you can pay for your order in full, then round up to the next dollar, hoping that it all goes to charity. And if it does go to charity, only a % will, and the company gets the tax write-off. So who knows where the rest of the money goes? So lowhud.com tells us on average about 67% of the funds raised went to charity and 33% went to the fundraisers. The numbers are a slight improvement from 2015 when 35% of the money raised went to professional fundraiser costs. So these are things to keep in mind if you're trying to live a frugal life. Now, one company that I worked for passed around a form and let us all know that they're going to be taking donations out of our paychecks to support their partner charity. And it went by a pledge system, so you could choose to pledge your donation for 6 months to a full year. Those were the only options that we had. So a coworker didn't read her form thoroughly, and she chose the $50 for a year, or so she thought, thinking it was a one-time donation, right? So rather than donating $50 though, she ended up donating $2,600 in a year's time. Oh man, that's gotta sting. So with Roundup Charities, the company chooses the receiving charity and gets a tax benefit for your donation. So make sure that it's one that you support and make sure that you donate the amount you want. Now, if you want to donate to a charity, but not necessarily the one you're being asked to round up to, consider donating to the charity of your choice, like used clothes to your local Goodwill or food, treats, and toys for a local animal shelter. This will ensure that your donation goes straight to the cause and not into someone's pocket. Even lending your time and services to help the veterans or the elderly is a great way to invest your time. You can brighten someone's day and still live your frugal life. And now we are at tip number 3, buy from secondhand stores. Okay, thrift stores aren't just for people who are broke and need cheap stuff. A thrift store is a business whose model is to receive donations and sell them as used goods to people who don't want to purchase brand new. So if you need to go shopping for clothes or home decor, don't discount your local secondhand store. I mean, you can find some really great buys at just pennies at the thrift stores. And this means a large number of shoppers are saving money by buying used stuff. You can save money buying used books, clothing, home decor, furniture, exercise equipment. I mean, sometimes they'll even have men's tools there. Some people, they look at used items like junk, but many of the times the items have hardly even been used. I've found a lot of brand new things at thrift stores with the tags on them. So Amazon also has outlets where they sell overstock or returns for just pennies on the dollar. So talk about some savings there. Now think about this. Newborns are showered with endless clothes for their first few months on earth. Those little ones do grow like a weed. I mean, they grow out of all their cute little outfits that were once purchased for him or her. And no worries though, because the secondhand store is a gold mine for baby clothes, and a lot of them are brand new, which comes in really handy if you need a quick baby gift. So just run to your local thrift store. Now, some things also to keep in mind for newborns and toddlers are that young new families can also cash in on strollers, carriers, and furnishings. Side note too is that cars are always changing, so it's always a good idea to buy a car seat that's new and up to date with the latest standards if you are thrift shopping. Thrift stores are also a great place to pick up new clothes to work out in. But in addition to that, think outside of the box. You can go and buy old sheets for drop cloths when you paint. They also have a lot of holiday decor there at a fraction of the cost. And a lot of times you can find brand name clothing and accessories. Such a discount store shouldn't be discounted. Regardless, if you are on a tight budget or not, shopping at a resale store just saves you money and makes sense. Or is it sense? Yeah, your pick. Next on the countdown list is tip number 2. Negotiate a lower credit card percentage. So I want you to close your eyes and envision how would you feel if you had zero credit card debt. Can you imagine how awesome your financial life would feel like? It's really not such a crazy thing. Now hear me out, because living a frugal life can be full of perks, and a lot of people really do pay off their credit card debt. So one thing that you can do right now is to call your credit card carrier with the highest interest rate and try to negotiate a lower percentage for a set amount of time, and remind them of what a loyal customer you are. Let them know that you've hit a rough patch and you need some help making your payment. So here's the deal. If you've been with them and made payments on time for many years, mention that and ask them if they will consider reducing your interest rate as a way to reward your loyalty and reliability. And more often than not, they will work with you and give you a lower percentage rate for a set amount of time. And if you are living a frugal life, this is the one that will pay off big time. Okay, so here's the one that I was telling you about that comes with a warning. It's a very controversial hack that we do not support, but for those who live on the edge, tip number 1, skip lagging. So for those who don't know, skip lagging is when an air traveler purchases a flight ticket with a layover. So the person will then depart at the layover point rather than flying through to their original destination. So it's a travel hack that passengers use to save money when the longer route is cheaper than the chosen destination. So people use it when direct flights are sold out. And this is not an illegal practice, but it is frowned on upon airlines, so use it at your own risk. So skip lagging can definitely result in penalties like removal of frequent flyer miles, being put on the no-fly list, and being asked to buy a full price ticket to make up for the lag. You can avoid this by checking in at the kiosk or online and then limiting your interaction time with the staff. Now, this is the warning. If you skip lag, there is a chance that you could get caught, and some people have gone as far as telling the airline that they had a life-threatening medical emergency during the last layover, and so they had to go to the emergency room as it cost them to miss their connecting flight. Well, due to HIPAA laws, they aren't allowed to ask for proof or medical records. So last thing is, if you do try this practice, don't check in your luggage because it's going to have orders to go to your final destination. So you'll just have to travel light with a carry-on. Now, if you do decide to skip lag, be aware that you're responsible for any resulting cost or consequences. So it's important to weigh the potential savings against the potential risk. And those are your frugal living tips to allow you to save more money. I hope that you enjoyed the tips. Give these a trial and track how much you save. Hey, let us know in the comments too if you have any helpful frugal tips. We would love to hear them. Also, we would love for you to be a part of our Thrifty budgeting family. So be sure and hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. That way you don't miss out on any Thrifty budgeting videos. So let's connect, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.